Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Joey Central here, and welcome to my initial reaction to Stellar Blade Bloodrain. Now, if you guys don't know my channel, I've been making Stellar Blade content since the very beginning of the Stellar Blade demo. The footage you're watching right now is my very first time fighting Stalker when the demo first came out on the PlayStation 5. If you guys are just as hyped for Stellar Blade Bloodrain as I am, and you want to see content, be sure to like and subscribe. Without further ado, here's the reaction.
지금 넥서스 섹터 방향으로 가는 외곽순환 열차가 들어오고 있습니다. The outer circle line train bound for Nexus sector is now arriving. Please wait for everyone to exit before boarding.
I'm not gonna lie, it was at this exact moment when I realized that this was a Stellar Blade sequel. And you could tell, A, the music, the style of the music, and B, the art style. Like, even without seeing Eve, I knew this was Stellar Blade because in addition to playing like Stellar Blade since the very beginning of like the demo and playing Nikkei for almost a year, I don't know if it's almost a year. I might be over exaggerating a little bit, but I played it for long enough to know that this is the kind of music you'd expect from Shift Up. So at that point, I knew this was the teaser trailer for the Stellar Blade sequel. So right off the bat, we're off to a good start. The music sounds good. It sounds amazing. And now we have this vending machine, which looks a lot like a vending machine we've seen in Stellar Blade. Some sort of serum that we know nothing about.
Evie.
And that's the character's name, Evie.
I'm listening.
And here's her face. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the least flattering look of her face. I'm not really a fan of this at all. It looks kind of like something you'd see from The Last of Us. Not a huge fan of it personally, but you know, it is shipped up. So because it's them, I'm willing to overlook this for now. But yeah, if it was any other game, this would be a cardinal sin.
Scarlet Sin. That's the beginning and end of it all.
Scarlet Sin. Alright, I hear the name Scarlet, I immediately think of the sword chick from Nikkei.
You're acting a little strange today.
Oh yeah? It's our first mission in a while. Aren't you a little excited?
Stop saying weird things.
Okay, take it easy.
Quiet. They're moving.
Initiating C3 sync. Ready, Angel.
Roger, kid.
Oh, and notice she calls her Angel as well. That's pretty much what they call Eve in the first game. When you go into Zion, people always refer to her as Angel. So that's how another hint that this is taking place. This is Stellar Blade as well.
Tracking.
출입문 닫습니다. Doors closing. How's it looking out there?
So I actually like this. Like the environment is really cool. Like there's a lot of people in it, and it's a big metropolitan city as well. There's two things that kind of come at me here. Either this is a prequel and it takes place at some point before the events of Stellar Blade, or this game takes place. Or this game takes place, or it is a sequel and it takes place in a colony. This is not Earth, because if you play Stellar Blade, you will know that Earth was pretty much desolate. There was only one area that was semi-populated, and it was Zion, but it was nowhere near as populated as this. So this has to be like the colony, I think, or this is Earth before it got overran by before the war that resulted in, the Natiba crisis.
Better for both of us if we got out of here quickly.
In the movies, this is always where things go wrong.
Hey,
Well, just saying. It's cliche. Wait, the target stopped.
Hearken! The Bloodrain shall cease! In the name of the Father!
Okay, so the false rain must cease in the name of the Father. Again, this insinuates this is some kind of terror group, I think. This has to be like a terror group of some kind, and it looks like he transforms into like a Natiba. I don't know, dude. Like it looks like a Natiba of some kind, so he transforms into something that looks like a Natiba. Um,
In the name of the Father!
I don't know. Kind of weird, and he explodes. So, again, he transforms, and then this is her weapon. So again, Stellar Blade combat, but you're not using a blade, you're using fists, which is very surprising. Um, but you can tell, if you played enough hours of Stellar Blade, you will immediately tell this is Stellar Blade combat. And then that's pretty much gives it away. That's the blink. So when your blade turns blue, you basically dodge forward. Now notice that her fist doesn't turn blue. It's actually the blade. She has a blade on her fist weapon thing. So that's something very interesting. And then you could tell the soundtrack sounds a lot like something from Nikkei. Like, again, if you guys know the Nikkei soundtrack, it sounds a lot like the soundtrack from Nikkei. And then that's the I don't know who this is. Is this the antagonist? One of the antagonists? Is it a dude? Is it a chick? Yeah, is it some sort of android? I mean, if it takes place in a colony, it's definitely an android of some kind. But yeah, not sure who or what that is, but I'm sure there's definitely something that we can find out later on in the story. Looks a lot like Smoke from Mortal Kombat. Now, this is very interesting. I'll get back to that in a moment. But there's the flash kick, or the shield breaker move. There you go. To remind you that this is a shift up game, you got the assets. And also, you could see CDDP. I don't know what the acronym is, but this looks like something from a police force. So I'm assuming she's some sort of officer for the colony. That's my guess. She's an officer. She's in some sort of law enforcement squad on the colony. That's my guess. Okay, you know what's strange about this as well? I mentioned this before, but this looks like a fucking Rapture from Nikkei. It looks almost like the blacksmith. Somebody mentioned this looks like the blacksmith. It actually does look like the blacksmith. And again, if you guys never played DK, you would know what, and you don't know what a blacksmith is. It's basically a certain type of like Lord class. Um, no, I don't know. No, it's a Tyrant class Rapture. Um, and yeah, it looks a little smaller than Blacksmith though, but it looks a lot like a Rapture. It does not look like a um, it doesn't really look like an Atiba at all. It has like that machine-like look to it. So I don't know, man. This is very interesting. I don't know if they're trying to combine a little bit of Nikkei in the lore now of Stellar Blade, or what? They're trying to combine the two IPs, but again, I'm getting a lot of Nikkei vibes from this too. It's not just Stellar Blade. I'm actually getting almost a little bit more Nikkei vibes actually from this, just from the soundtrack, the kind of like dialogue that Evie and her operator was having. They have like that kind of dialogue, that goofy kind of like dialogue, the non-serious, informal like dialogue. Um, and then you also have this now. So I don't know, man. It sounds like they're kind of combining Nikkei a little bit with Stellar Blade. That's the impression I'm getting. You know what I like about this? The combat looks a little like the Arkham games, where like you're punching. Like when you do the repeated punches, it's like when you like hit the enemy with a cape, and then you're like punching them in the gut repeatedly before you deliver the final blow. It looks a lot like that. It looks almost like a little bit like like Arkham combat here. There you go. There's the fan service. This is what kind of made eased my worry right there. This shot right here. This is basically what made me feel like, okay, you know what? We don't have anything to worry about here. We got absolutely nothing to worry about whatsoever. So yeah, that's it. Stellar Blade Bloodrain. Very excited, I must say. When I saw this, I was super hyped. My mind is still racing, in fact, from this, but I will say, really looking forward to this. Um, I think, based off of the track record and everything I've seen from Shift Up so far, I have pretty much no reasons to be concerned at all. And this is, coming from somebody who has seen many of his beloved gaming franchises die before. But right now, I think Shift Up is cooking really well. I think this game might actually cook. My, I do hope we get to see Eve in the future. I hope Eve does make an appearance at some point in this game. Maybe, and I hope there's like multiple playable characters, as I mentioned before in my last stream I made about things I would like to see in the sequel. I hope that Evie is one of those characters that we get to play as, and I'm hoping there'll be other characters we can play as well in the future. That would be cool. Um, but yeah, really hyped, really hyped overall. Definitely.